Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Brian with another knife review for you. Today we have the Chaves Ultramar 229. Two things to get out of the way. I hope you guys are really excited about this video, and I hope you watch it a lot because you made me do this. Chavez was a company that was not at all on my radar. We'll get to why in a moment, but I knew about them. I've always heard good things, but it wasn't one I ever really intended on getting. And then out of nowhere, I would guess probably, 2-3 months ago, every live show, you guys were bugging me about, when are you getting a Chavez? You got to get a Chavez. You got to get a Chavez. They're great. They're great. They're great. You got to get one. And then I wound up just a couple days before a Blade show. I was getting this, and I got in the big email stream with this guy who was just going on and on and on about his Rendencion, which is also one of the Ultramars, which, if you don't know what the Ultramar means, it means they're made by Riot instead of one of the customs. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll go check them out. I didn't go the first day of Blade show, but I had it in the back of my mind that I needed to go check it out. And then I sat down at dinner on Friday night, and another YouTuber who shall remain nameless because I don't know if he said he got one yet, he handed me his, and I sat there flipping it at dinner. I was like, yeah, I got to go by and talk to him. I went up Ramon Chavez. The first day, I did walk by the booth a couple times. It was like 5 people deep. I said, you know, if I walk up and it's quiet, I'll go talk to Ramon. I walked up. There was no one there at all. I was one of the first ones in that on Saturday. Nobody there. I figured I had a good chance to talk to Ramon. Awesome dude. Really liked him. One of my favorite people I met at Blade Show, actually. Just a great guy. He's been a custom maker for a long time, and then a couple years ago he started doing these Riot collabs, which are great. Riot has awesome quality. No problem there. And I told him flat out, I said, man, my readers keep telling me I got to get one of your knives. And he said, well, why haven't you? And I said, because of that. And I pointed out, all of his knives have this titanium milled skull pocket clip, and I didn't like it. I still don't love it. We'll talk more about it. It is kind of growing on me, I do have to admit, but I just looked at it. I didn't like it. And he said he was super cool. Like, he never met me from Adam. Clearly didn't know about my channel, didn't know who I was. And the first thing I said is, yeah, I don't like your pocket clip. And he just said, oh, yeah, I know. I get it. But we started doing them kind of on a thing when we did our first folders, and we did a limited run, and everybody really liked him. And then I did a run without him, and everybody was mad. So that's just our thing now. He goes, but I get some people don't like it. It's fine. And I was like, oh, all right, that's cool. And then I picked this up and I started playing with it more. And then I said, man, I'm still just not sure I'm badass enough to walk around, with a skull hanging out of my pocket. And he said, bro, you have a tattoo on your neck. And I said, you know what? Fair point, sir. I'll be back in a minute. I have to go to the ATM, and I bought one. So, and I knew you guys really wanted to see it, and I do really like it. You were right. We'll get that out of the way before we get into all the particulars of the reviews. But I just wanted to tell that little story. How I went up with it. As I said, this is the Ultramar 229. This is a brand new model. If you go looking right now, you're not going to find it on websites anywhere. They sold quite a few of them actually at Blade Show. He had quite a large amount of them. And then they'll be on websites in probably a month or so. There's more coming in from Riot, and they'll get distributed out amongst everybody else. So keep an eye out for them. This is the Ultramar, as I said, this is the Riot version of his 229 Custom, one of his more popular ones. It is larger than the other models that you will see. The Rendencion, the Sangre, stuff like that. Those are all like 3 1/4 inch blades. This is a full 3.6 inch blade. It is definitely a full size folder. So it is a bit bigger and a bit more expensive. The Rendencion, for example, is like most of his current stuff is like $299 to $325, depending on the finish. This is $350 in the standard satin finish, or $375 in this beautiful hand rub. It's really nice. Like $25. I'm gonna get the hand rub. It looks very pretty. Really like that. And also it does come in this is the drop point version, or there is a Tanto. They all have this kind of multi-grind thing. But this is the drop point. There's also a Tanto. So, choose your own adventure there. But all he had at the table Yeah, blade joining was just this regular plain titanium finish. Normally, his Riot collabs have inlays. I don't know if that's going to happen on this. We shall see. But let's do some stats and some size comparisons before we go too much farther. You have, line this thing up. It is a big knife, as I said. Not gigantic, but it's pretty big. Overall length, 8 1/4 inches. A blade length of 3.6 inches. Blade thickness, pretty stocky, 0.16 inches. Handle thickness of 0.55 inches. And a weight of 6.46 ounces. So not a tank, but not particularly light. I have had this apart. There's no milling or anything in there. I think that wasn't, obviously it must be intentional. I think they kind of like their knives to be a bit weighty. Chavez's are usually a bit heavy. I think that's just something that the designer prefers. It's not a tank by any sense of the imagination, but not a particularly light knife. Do some size comparisons here. We'll put up a couple of our standards and then a couple that apply more. We have your Spyderco Paramilitary 2 and your Benchmade full-size Griptilian. Try to line pivots there. As you can see, it's not a, like I said, it's definitely absolutely a full-size knife. It's not a huge giant tank. Even like I said, the handle thickness 0.55 inches is not crazy. And next we will bring up a couple that apply a bit more. I think we will bring out your We Knives Malice. This is the Ferrum Forge collaboration. And one that I think definitely applies, this is the ZT-0562 tie. Yeah, it's a little shorter than the 0562, about the same size as the Malice. Now, I bring these both out because they're both also, you know, heavily built full titanium frame lock flippers. Now, to talk more about this knife, I always, I'm going to start out, you know, with the aesthetics. I kind of touched on already. You know, we all joke about Brian spec. This side is absolutely Brian spec. I love that hand rub blade. I love the overall shape of the knife. I think it's a very classy, cool look. The hand rub blade is just gorgeous. I do like the little tiny skull on the Chavez, you know, logo. I think that's really cool. It's just it's a good, classy looking knife. And then you flip it over, and it does have the skull clip. Now let's get to one little other small thing. If I have one other little nitpick other than the skull clip, that looks, what is that font for the M390? What is that? It's the most generic thing I've ever seen, but it's very small. But I just noticed that. I'm like, what is that? Looks like it came out of a 1970s typewriter. But yeah, this pocket clip, like I said, it's kind of grown on me. I don't loathe it like I used to. I admit when I first got this, the night before, somebody showed me on Instagram that, oh, there is a guy who does very limited runs of pocket clips who has in the past made clips for this. I don't think he still is, unfortunately, but I was all ready to get one or beg him to make me one. And now I've only had this for, you know, 4 or 5 days, and I'm kind of over it now. It's fine. I love so much about the knife that I don't care, but it is kind of, you know, it is definitely, and I don't know if maybe it's hypnotized me and talked to me. You like me. You will become okay with me. And it's cold dead eyes. I don't know what's going on there, but it is slightly after midnight, which is an appropriate time to be recording this. But yeah, and when it's in your pocket, as you'll see when we get to that part, it doesn't stick out a whole lot. I've walked around with it all day today and went in a whole lot of places, and I didn't feel as awkward as I thought I would or anything. I probably completely blew it out of proportion. Do I wish it was a different pocket clip from an aesthetic standpoint? Abso-freaking-lutely, I do. Is it a deal killer for me anymore? Obviously not. I have this. I'm not immediately flipping it. I do really, really like it. And I'm just gonna suck it up, I think. I think even if somebody did make an aftermarket clip for it, I probably wouldn't get it, because then it really wouldn't be a Chavez. It's become his thing, and, you know, I knew what I was getting into when I bought it. That's enough about that. The most important part of any knife is the blade, and this blade is, wow. I'm just going to say it. This is made by Riot. Riot, Why don't you make your own damn blades like this? This is freaking awesome. You have a very nice hollow grind. Again, pretty thick blade stock, 0.16, but 14 or 15 thousandths behind the edge across the whole blade. What? Why doesn't Riot do that on their own stuff? Like, it's such a awesome slicer, super sharp out of the box. It's just, let me grab some paper here. It is just ridiculously sharp and just such a good slicer. Today was recycling day. Had this in my pocket, and it was just, this is just insanely sharp, slicey, fantastic blade, but you're not losing anything as far as like any sort of piercing tip. It is it's just one of the best blades I have or in my collection now. And for 0.16 inch blade stock, I was hacking through cardboard tonight and stuff. An entire pizza box, I just held it with one hand and just went like it wasn't even there, like through both sides with the pizza box closed. I just had to cut it in half to get it fit in the garbage can. Just like I was cutting through paper. You like the sound effects? But it's just such a great blade. A freaking fantastic blade. And that's the most important part of a knife. And I can't believe that Riot doesn't do that on their own stuff, but whatever. I guess Ramon specified exactly how he wanted it, and he's right. I did hold a Chavez custom while I was there, but I didn't, obviously didn't cut anything with it because it was up for an auction. I think it went for over $2,000, but just awesome blade. I think I've said that. Have I made that clear? As far as the ergonomics go, also pretty good. The jimping's a bit aggressive, but I don't mind that on a knife like this. I think that's kind of what it's built for. If you have skinny fingers like me, this forward choil kind of works, but it's really more of just a large sharpening choil. But it does kind of work. I've used it, and I haven't cut myself yet, but that's not really what it's designed for, I don't think. Holding it as Ramon intended, it works really well. I will say that the big skull clip, there's no hot spot or anything. I do get just the tiniest bit of a hot spot right here from the corner of the handle. But I also do have a cut on my palm. I got a blade show at some point. I don't know what that is. So it might just be touching that. It's definitely not a big deal at all. And the jimping, whilst aggressive, it's good. As far as how it carries, let's bring out the old Wranglers. I hope this is the last time you see these. I'm banking some videos, but so you may see it later on for stuff I already recorded today. But let's it's once it's in the pocket, is it a big giant skull? Yes, it is. But depending on the color of the pants you're wearing, it doesn't really stick out that much. It does slide in and out well. It's definitely a very functional. It's a great working pocket clip. I don't mind there's a bit sticking out. Like I said, I just wish it was just this thicker, pocket clip with their logo printed on it. I'd be fine with it. But I don't know, maybe that would stick out more than the milling. Comment down below how you think about that. But as far as getting your hand past it, again, these corners on the back, you notice that as your hand goes by it. But other than that, there's no flipper tab. It's definitely a big knife in your pocket. I'm not going to say it carries like a dream. It doesn't. It's over 6 ounces and fairly thick handle, but it carries fine for the kind of knife that it is. I would say the carry on is pretty good. Not amazing, but this clip is very, very functional. Just not my thing. Maybe a bit tight, but not really. The action on it is outstanding. Riot does a good job. Chavez does a good job. It's very good. Thumb studs, they're a bit sharp, not crazy, so just a little bit. But man, the D10, it just rockets out. And I have taken this apart, lubed it up, as I said, and boom, shakalaka. It is. Did I say shakalaka? God, I shouldn't film videos so late at night. Maybe I should film all of them late at night. Oh, it's so good. Makes good noises. It's got good acoustics. I was directed at somebody who argued about that on Instagram today. Yeah, it's outstanding. And just that noise, like I've said in other videos, if you pull this out and flip it open, And, you know, when somebody's breaking into your house or something, that's like racking a shotgun sound. It's that like intimidating of a sound. Just whang. I love the action on it. Absolutely love it. So where does that leave me in conclusion? I think it's fairly priced, $350 or $375. That's typical Riot prices. And you're getting a Ramon Chavez, which is Chavez name is a name that definitely has some cachet. As far as, you know, yes, it's a collaboration, but still that's a name that means something. I love the design of it. One thing I didn't mention earlier is just the packaging on this, the 3.6-inch blade, and there is nothing left over. You're not going to catch your finger on it or anything, but there's nothing left over. Great job packaging this to get a little bit, just as long as blade as you can get in such a short handle. That action is fantastic. This blade is just freaking amazing. You just have to decide whether or not you can get past the big skull clip. I think I can, and I didn't think I would. Like I said, I don't know, if some aftermarket ones do come available, will I try one? Yeah, I probably will. But yeah, a couple people have said, Chavez fans have said, yeah, I know it's weird, but it's not a Chavez without if you don't, it doesn't have it. Can't really argue with that. And Ramon's just the coolest dude, and it would take a lot for me to give up having this blade in my life. This blade is just freaking awesome. I haven't tried the Tanto, I can't comment on that, but this drop point, oh my lord, such a great blade. One of my favorite blades I have in my collection. It's amazing it slices so well for being as thick as it is. It's just fantastic. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and thank you or screw you, I don't know which one to say, for making me drop $375 on one of these. I did not get a deal. I just bought it. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys watch it since you demanded me to go do it. You know, go check me out, Instagram, Slicey Dicey 75, all that stuff. You'll see that on there. The Patreon's back up. I haven't pimped that enough. I'm going to be trying to do that more often. So hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've been Brian. Have a good one.